And the news begins now.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
And good morning, everybody. I'm Steve McMurray. Happy Wednesday.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
A lot to get to this morning, so we want to get right to a check of the Storm Tracker 2 forecast. And as we said yesterday, it seems that the temperatures seem to be climbing. This is going to be the warmest day.
Yeah, warmest day of the next 7 today. We're talking about temperatures starting out in the 30s, warming up into the 40s. We're talking about 50s and 60s for highs today,
wow.
So a pretty spring-like day in store for us. We are dodging a few rain showers out there this morning, but for the most part, central New York is looking pretty dry under mostly cloudy skies. Currently 40 in Rome, 43 in Hamilton, heading out to Syracuse. It's 50 degrees out there, and a live look at the York Foot Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. As expected, these rain showers weren't really able to remain organized. They were falling apart during the overnight hours. You can actually see a loop right here over the past 6 or so hours of how these rain showers developed. You can see on and off spritzy showers, especially north and south, and still continuing to dry up as we approach the middle of this afternoon. And over the next dozen or so hours, we're talking about mostly cloudy skies and pretty spring-like weather with highs in the upper 50s to low 60s. Following today, a cold front will arrive tonight, cooling things down a little bit. Not a major cool down, but enough to bring those temperatures down into the 40s for tomorrow and Friday. We're talking about that, plus when our next chance of seeing rain will be straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. We continue our coverage.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back. Time now for the Munson CommuteCast as we take a look at road conditions as you head to and from work today. Starting out, look at those roads heading to work. First off, I-90 and the arterial so far looking pretty average speed of 64 to 66 miles per hour on I-90. Around a 5 to 6 minute drive time from the arterial from 790 to 840. Route 5S, you're going from Mohawk to Utica or from Utica to Rome. Still looking to be pretty average, 51 to 54 miles per hour along 5S and 62 to 68 miles per hour along Route 49. Lastly, if you're in Otsego County, Cooperstown I-90 around a 32-minute drive time, and from 790 to Remsen and back around a 16-minute drive time. And so far this morning, we're expecting drying up conditions, a few spotty rain showers, but overall not too bad of a start. No icy spots to report. And following that, we're tracking even more mild weather for this afternoon with highs in the upper 40s, eventually the upper 50s to low 60s. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. Decision 2024 news for you now. The Independent.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back, everyone. We are entering likely the warmest day of the next 7 days this week, with temperatures climbing into the upper 50s to low 60s. A quiet start here in downtown Utica from our camera in the Nexus Center. Some locations seeing a few spritzy light rain showers, but overall, we're not tracking anything major as a rain arrives in front of a cold front, which the front itself will be arriving later on tonight. Currently a very mild 40 degrees at Griffiths and Rome. East-southeast wind of 14 miles per hour, so it's a little blustery out there, but the winds will remain mainly from the southeast throughout the day today. And throughout the day, we can see those temperatures climbing from the 40s into the upper 50s to low 60 between 1 p.m. and 4 p.m., the warmest time of the day today. And regarding rainfall chances, it's low after that front has pushed through and pretty much non-existent for the entire day. Clouds will be the main focus today because some locations will see primarily clouds and maybe a few light sprinkles, while other locations could see plenty of sun. Radar showing just some remnant rain showers taking place, especially up north of the Mohawk Valley. And with these warmer temperatures today, well, say goodbye to all that snow on the ground. Anything that's still on the ground this morning with these 50 to 60 degree temperatures will melt very quickly as we approach the afternoon and evening hours. Something to mention too, this is a graphic we are producing and we're going to be posting on social media as the days get closer. A daily solar eclipse cloud update indicating all the towns in this path of the total solar eclipse right here and the overall forecasted cloud cover. Now, a reminder, we always mention that after 4 or 5 days, going beyond 7 days, forecasts become very unreliable. In fact, don't trust any forecast that goes beyond 7 or so days. But since we're talking about cloud cover here, we're going to give you guys an early estimate and see how things are shaping up as we mainly follow trends as things go that far out. But you can see here, this is what we're going to be looking at as we approach the eclipse itself. So again, today we're talking about that rain primarily sticking east throughout the afternoon and evening. Sunshine peeking out for areas primarily west and pretty warm conditions before that cold front arrives overnight tonight, bringing mainly clouds. And so over the next 12 hours, temperatures in the upper 50s, low 60s with a mixture of mostly cloudy to partly sunny skies. Tonight, cooling down to the 40s and 30s with mostly cloudy skies. 7-day forecast. Still looking pretty March-like with mid to low 40s for the next few days. So far, sunshine for late Friday into early Saturday, and then we're monitoring the potential for some light rain on Easter Sunday, but not looking anything major at this point.
Or like a washout. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Thanks a lot, Eric. Well, the time now is 5:24. Still ahead on Sunrise 24, and the news rolls on.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us this half hour. I'm Steve McMurray.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
So let's start this half hour with a check of that Storm Tracker 2 forecast, and that snow melt continues because it didn't get below freezing last night for most areas, so little by little those snowbanks are trickling away.
Yeah, with this strong March sun, the warmer temperatures, it's almost April, so it's harder and harder for snow to stick around when it's already springtime and we're seeing those longer and longer days. We're actually seeing a few spritzy rain showers on the radar right now. Let's take a look at where they are. Some locations in southern Hamilton County, northern Fulton County, but for the most part, things are drying up after just overall a pretty damp overnight. You can see here just the rain showers falling apart as expected. These rain showers ahead of this front are still looking a little bit on the weak side, but it is still pretty mild out there. 43 Hamilton, 40 in Rome. Up in Watertown, it's a balmy 51 degrees, 54 as you head out west to Rochester. And over the next dozen or so hours, those temperatures do climb into the upper 50s to low 60s with mostly cloudy to partly sunny skies. Following today, a cold front arrives tonight and cools things down a little bit as we head into tomorrow and Friday. Plus, we have a look at that all-important Easter weekend forecast straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. And a reminder, the forecast more than 10 minutes away. Well, new this morning, 6.
Welcome back. We're showcasing the weather photo of the day on this Wednesday, and this one, in my opinion, is downright hilarious. A great photo submitted by someone in Marcy, and a house finch looking very close to the camera here right now. A great shot as well. Finally, we got an actual finch in our photo submitted. We have more birds that you guys have also sent in as well. We will showcase them right here on News Channel 2 at sunrise over the next few days. I think so. Either that, it might be two finches next to each other. Yeah, one of my favorite birds too as well, those purple and gold finches. Submit a photo like that one at WKTV.com/weather/pics. But for today, regarding those temperatures, it's looking pretty mild with highs in the upper 50s to low 60s. We're tracking a little bit of a cool down over the next few days, but still not looking too bad. We'll have a look at that full forecast straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. The countdown to the total solar eclipse is...
York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back. After some spotty rain showers overnight last night, things are gradually winding down, and In fact, we're looking at mostly dry weather today with temperatures in the upper 50s to low 60s. A live look at downtown Utica right now from our camera on the Nexus Center. Traffic picking up a little bit. For the most part this morning, it's still looking pretty mild across central New York, currently 40 degrees with cloudy skies, a light breeze to moderate breeze of 14 miles per hour from the east-southeast. And this morning, even though we start out in the 40s, we warm up into the upper 50s to low 60s, so above average for this time of year. And regarding rainfall chances, again, after that spotty rain overnight, we dry out a little bit this morning and this afternoon. Some locations out east still could see some remnant rain showers lingering into the afternoon and evening. More on that in just a few minutes. But a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2, a live radar. A little damp out there in some spots. Humidity has increased as that front has passed us, but right around when temperatures are in the 40s and 50s, humidity isn't really that noticeable until we get to the warmer temperatures. But regardless, it's warm enough for the snow to melt. Today's high in the upper 50s, low 60s, so any of that snow we already still have on the ground will continue to melt throughout the afternoon and evening, with a lot of locations in the lowest elevations seeing a complete snow melt by tonight. Something to mention too, as the eclipse gets closer, we're going to start showing a daily cloud update based off of the latest data and how the clouds are shaping up. Again, the odds are in our favor with clouds to form over our area by the time the eclipse arrives, but again, fingers crossed that things do shape up nicely where we get complete clearing across this area. But once the data comes in, it becomes more reliable. We'll start showing this right here on News Channel 2 at sunrise and any other shows as the event gets closer. Roughly about 2 or 3 days away, we'll start showing some early signs and early signals of the cloud cover. To our skycast for today, temperatures climbing into the upper 50s, low 60s. That rain band still kind of sits in the eastern part of the area, maybe Fulton, Montgomery County. Eastern Otsego County could see some lingering sprinkles this afternoon and this evening, but the rest of central New York remains dry. In fact, some sunshine could peek out in western Oneida County today. Following that, though, that cold front finally pushes through as we head into tonight and early tomorrow. Things will cool down from the 50s down into the 40s and 30s, then back over to the 50s and 40s by Thursday afternoon. Then by Friday, we'll see some peaks of sunshine before clouds will eventually move in by Friday afternoon. Over the next 12 hours, again, it's a pretty mild spring day today with highs in the upper 50s, low 60s with on and off clouds tonight. Lows will fall back down into the 40s and 30s in your 7-day forecast. A little cooler for Thursday and Friday, but more average for this time of year for late March standards. Then heading into Saturday, some sunshine, and we're tracking the potential for some light rain on Easter Sunday. But for now, we're keeping it mostly cloudy. We're not looking at anything notable weather-wise for the entire weekend.
All right, well, that sounds good. Folks looking forward to Easter. Always an early Easter, snow is not out of the realm.
Yeah,
so the
late March, early April, anything goes for Easter.
Absolutely. All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, inside the Adirondack Bank.
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and happy Wednesday to you. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve McMurray.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
A lot to get to this morning, but first we want to get a check of that Storm Tracker 2 forecast, and the mercury continuing to climb ever so slightly.
Yeah, we got warmer temperatures arriving today. In fact, the warmest of the next 7 or so days with highs in the upper 50s, low 60s. Nice. Not too bad for a spring day. We're tracking the end of some rain showers. Let's take a live look at the radar right now. As expected, the rain was spotty, it was weak, it was not a widespread event. As we take a look at the recap of the past 6 or so hours, you can see rain here and there, but not everywhere, as the system will continue to weaken during the daytime hours right here. The cold front that is causing this is actually out to the west and won't arrive over our area until later on tonight. Around the state, temperatures in the 40s, 40 in Rome, a 43 in Hamilton. Heading out to Syracuse today, you're heading into a 52-degree start to the morning. And over the next dozen or so hours, we continue to climb from the 40s into the 50s and near 60 over parts of the area with some stubborn clouds today, partly sunny skies in some other locations as well. Overall, a pretty mild and pleasant late March day. Following today, that cold front arrives and cools things down a little bit heading into Thursday and Friday. Beyond that, we've looked at the full Easter weekend forecast straight ahead. Steve?
All right, thanks a lot, Eric. Well, we continue our coverage this morning of the Baltimore.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:13. Time to showcase the Munson Commute Cast. A look at those road conditions as you head to and from work today. Starting out, a look at I-90 and the arterial. Drive times looking pretty normal. No accidents or bad road conditions to report of as of this morning. Pretty quiet drive to work if you were all along 5S and Route 49 still too, heading between Mohawk to Utica or Utica to Rome. Now lastly, from Cooperstown to I-90, drive time of roughly 34 minutes with 55 average speed for 790 to Remsen and back if you were heading south from Remsen into Utica. And the drive conditions this morning, again, aside from some spotty rain showers coming to an end, it's drying up, not too bad of a start. No frost to report. It's pretty warm out there at this point. It will continue to warm up this afternoon with highs in the upper 50s, low 60s, so a pretty mild afternoon or at least evening commute. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. Decision 2024 news for you now.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. We are starting out this morning with pretty mild conditions, temperatures above freezing in the 30s and 40s. A live look at downtown Utica right now under overcast skies. Damp in some spots, but the rain is still falling in other locations. Overall, though, most of central New York is looking completely dry. Currently, it's 40 degrees, a east-southeast wind of 8 miles per hour, but you can see here, dew point at 35. That means that the air is a little more humid when this number and this number are closer together. So the damp conditions are out there this morning, but it's dry in a lot of spots, especially in downtown Utica right now, and those temperatures, although in the 40s, will climb up into the upper 50s to low 60s by this afternoon, above average for this time of year. As we continue to remain dry for the most part today, and the chance for a light sprinkle tonight as that cold front pushes through. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. The remnants of the rain showers we saw overnight still lingering in parts of the North Country. Some locations saw a little bit more rain than others, but for the most part, rain totals have been negligible across most locations. With the temperatures today climbing into the upper 50s to low 60s, well, the snow is going to continue to melt. We're talking about very prime conditions with that strong sun angle. Even though we're under mostly cloudy skies throughout your day, a few peaks of sun during the afternoon, and those very warm conditions will continue this very fast snow melt with all that snow we saw over the weekend. Something to bring up, too, as you get closer to the total solar eclipse on April 8th. You can see here the path of total solar eclipse, local towns that are included in the path of totality and local towns which are just outside of it. So far, we're just outside the range where we want to comfortably showcase the cloud forecast, but as the days get closer, we will show you a daily cloud forecast of April 8th and the trends, whether it's getting more cloudy, less cloudy, and all that detail. So, of course, we'll share this as the days do get closer. But for today, rain showers developing out in the east. That's that system arriving ahead of that frontal boundary. You can see here maybe a few light sprinkles out in Fulton, Montgomery County, eastern Otsego County, while areas out west could see plenty of sunshine, especially out near Camden. Then tonight, that cold front pulls through. Temperatures fall into the 30s and 40s. And then as you head into Thursday night and Friday, some sunshine could peek out as we cool down a little bit heading into Thursday and Friday. Over the next 12 hours, temperatures upper 50s, low 60s, sunshine and clouds mixed throughout the day tonight. Lows falling into the 40s and 30s under mostly cloudy skies. 7-day forecast following today. It's looking pretty mild, a bit cooler than today for Thursday and Friday. Not too bad. Typical for March standards. By Saturday, more sunshine, tracking clouds, and potential for some light rain on Sunday. We'll continue to follow that as the days get closer.
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot, Eric. Well, be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Our social.
The news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us this half hour. I'm Steve McMurray.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
Let's get a check of the forecast. Start this half hour with it, and looks like the snow continues to melt away, and pretty warm day on tap.
Yeah, that's right. The snow is melting. The temperature is already above freezing in the 30s and 40s. We're up into the 50s and 60s this afternoon. It's going to be the warmest day of the next 7 or so days. But let's take a look at the radar, because we mentioned yesterday that some spotty rain showers could be arriving over central New York, and they have moved through. And as expected, recapping the past 6 or so hours, you can see rain hit or miss over some locations. The rain was disorganized. It was falling apart, and it will continue to fall apart throughout the remainder of this morning, as overall things remain pretty dry for today before a cold front will arrive later on tonight, cooling things down a little bit. But you can see here around the state, temperature-wise, in the 40s at Griffith and Rome, 43 degrees in Hamilton, 52 out in Syracuse. And over the next dozen or so hours, expect a mixture of sunshine and clouds, and temperatures climbing into the upper 50s to low 60s. A little bit of a cool down tonight, and we rebound back into the 40s and 50s by tomorrow, 40s for Friday. And then we are looking at what to expect for the full Easter weekend straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. New this morning, 6.
Welcome back. We are getting an influx of fantastic weather photos submitted to us on our website. If you want to submit your photo for a chance to get featured right here on News Channel 2 at sunrise, you can go ahead and submit it to the link on your screen in just a second. But first, let's show today's weather photo. Back to the spring birds as we are entering the spring season. And you can see here a hilarious shot of a house finch saying hi to the camera right here in Marcy. Finches, the golden finches, the purple finches, overall just great birds to see at the bird feeder, especially as this winter or the wintry weather has arrived this past weekend, and they're looking for that food. Submit it to WKTV.com/weather/picks for your chance to have it featured right here on News Channel 2 at sunrise. Temperatures today starting out in the 30s and 40s. We quickly warm up into the upper 50s to low 60s. Overall, a pretty mild spring-like day. And following today, we cool down a little bit tonight, and cooler temperatures expected for Thursday and Friday, but still looking average for this time of year. We'll talk about that, plus the weather looking ahead into the Easter weekend straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. The countdown to the total.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday, everyone. We are starting out pretty mild across central New York with temperatures in the 30s and 40s already. Out in Syracuse, already near 50. Live like a downtown Utica, overcast skies this morning. The rush hour starting to be in full force with some cars and everything starting to get a little busy right here in the city. Currently 40 degrees with cloudy skies at Griffith and Rome. A decent east-southeast wind of 8 miles per hour, but the humidity has increased. The dew point is closer to the temperature, so it does feel a little bit more damp out this morning. Those temperatures do climb from the upper 30s to low 40s to as high as the upper 50s to low 60s today, ahead of a cold front which will cool things down a little bit as we head into tonight. The radar is looking pretty quiet this morning. Some locations still could see some spotty rain showers today. We're not completely dry. However, as you head closer to Utica and areas west, there's a much lower chance of seeing rain than, for example, if you're in St. Johnsville or the Fulton Montgomery County areas heading to eastern Otsego County. More on that in just a second. With the warmer temperatures today, well, it's going to be melting that snow even more. We're looking at highs well above freezing into the near 60-degree mark. So any of that snow still on the ground continuing to melt. As a matter of fact, most of the snow in downtown Utica has already started to melt, and we're seeing some exposed grass just outside those roadways. A heads up, as we hit closer to the eclipse, we're going to be providing daily cloud updates. Now, a reminder that after 6-7 days, a forecast is very unreliable as systems get very out of whack, to put it lightly, with some data. But we're going to give you guys a heads up as the days get closer of where the clouds are setting up, and of course the towns and cities inside the eclipse path of totality, and towns and cities outside of the path, and again where those clouds do set up. So we'll provide that as the days do get closer every day. But to our skycast for today, we're looking at some clouds and sunshine peaking out, highs upper 50s, low 60s, but we're still tracking that stubborn frontal boundary, still producing some spotty rain out in locations east, while areas west could see at least a good amount of sunshine before that cold front does arrive tonight and cools things down a little bit as we head into Thursday morning. But for today, we're looking at temperatures climbing into the upper 50s to low 60s, partly cloudy to partly sunny skies, giving way to a mixture of sun and clouds. Tonight, overnight lows falling down into the 30s in your 7-day forecast. Looking a little bit cooler for Thursday and Friday. Sunshine peaks out by Saturday, a great start to the weekend. Following that, though, we're tracking clouds and potential for some light rain for Easter Sunday. Just a heads up for that. It's not looking to be anything major, not a significant rainstorm, but enough to keep things a little bit unsettled. But we'll, of course, provide updates as the days do get closer.
All right, so we'll keep the umbrella handy for,
Yes.
but it doesn't look like any snowstorms to prevent the Easter Bunny from getting to
no,
where he
no
needs to.
snowstorms for Easter this year.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Eric. Well, inside the Adirondack Bank Center,
Now, the news with Steve McMurray and meteorologist Eric Gage.
good morning, and thank you for joining us on this Wednesday. I'm Steve McMurray.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
We have a lot to get to this morning, but we want to get right to the forecast so you can better plan your day.
And today we're talking about warmer temperatures, 50s, near 60 in some parts. Some locations out west seeing more sun, other locations out east seeing a little bit more on the rainy side. But
So we're right in the middle.
right in the middle, we
There
got
you
a
go.
battle of clouds and sun taking place today. A look at those current conditions out there this morning on the radar. It's still a little damp out there. The dew point's getting a little higher. And the radar, you can see the remnants of the rain showers we saw overnight. A bit spotty and disorganized as expected, and zooming out a little bit, we can start to see more of these rain showers traveling up this frontal boundary out to the west and to the east, but right in the middle is where central New York will be. You can see here 40 in Rome, 43 Hamilton, 50 out in Syracuse, with sunshine peeking out in Dansville in western New York. And over the next dozen or so hours, you can see here we're talking about partly sunny, giving way to a mixture of sun and clouds, and temperatures climbing into the upper 50s to low 60s. After this, a cold front has arrived tonight. Things cool down a little bit as we head into tomorrow. We'll look at the weather for tomorrow, Friday, and the all-important Easter weekend forecast straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. And remember, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. We continue our coverage.
Central New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good Wednesday morning. Welcome back, everyone. We are starting out the day today with overcast skies in the Mohawk Valley, with rain showers ending overnight. We are looking at a potential for some peaks of sunshine later on this morning, though. Live like at downtown Utica from our camera on the Nexus Center. There are those overcast skies over the Mohawk Valley. It's still a bit mild out there, 40 degrees, dew point of 35, so the humidity has increased. It's a little damp out there. Wind speed of 9 miles per hour from the east, bringing those feels like temps 34 degrees. Today we warm up into the upper 50s to low 60s, the warmest day of the next 7 or so days. And along with it too, continue to see dry weather initially, but as we head into the late morning, early afternoon, some locations could see some on and off rain showers throughout the remainder of the day today. But with those warmer temperatures, of course, it means that snow will continue to melt, as typical with any wintry setup in late March, early April. Even if we do see, like over the weekend, a foot or more of snow, by the middle and end of the following week, we're back down to no snow again. The strong sun angle, the warmer temperatures, snow doesn't really stick around too much as we head into the springtime season. Something to update you guys with is going to be the daily eclipse cloud update. We're going to be showing pretty much every day as the days get closer to the eclipse, providing you the latest trends on the clouds, where they're setting up, and of course, including all the towns and cities inside the path of totality in New York State and areas, towns and cities south, which are just outside that path of totality. We'll provide updates to this graphic as soon as the data becomes within range that's reasonable to forecast. But on our Skycast for today, we're talking about a mixture of sunshine and clouds in the Utica area, areas north and south a little bit. Heading out east, there's that frontal boundary that's still causing some on and off rain showers near Fulton, Montgomery County, as well as parts of eastern Otsego County. Well, locations out west will see primarily more sunshine before that cold front itself arrives tonight and cools things down a little bit with mostly cloudy skies and temperatures in the 30s. Rebounding, though, into the 40s and 50s by tomorrow. Again, for today, pretty mild, spring-like temperatures, upper 50s, low 60s tonight. Looking at mostly cloudy skies, lows in the 30s, upper 30s, low 40s. 7-day forecast. Average temperatures for the next few days, still looking dry for Saturday. Clouds increase on Sunday.
And back here at home, meteorologist Eric Gage now joining us with a look at the forecast. And we're already in upper 40s, at least up here on Smith Hill.
Yeah, upper 40s in the valleys, especially as you head out to western New York. It's already nearing 60 degrees, wow. Watertown 61. And we got a sliver of warm air taking place. And a bit of an interesting setup here on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Noticing we got some rain showers out in eastern New York, closer to Albany area. But putting a time lapse on this, you can see that the rain has primarily stayed in a single region this entire time. Areas out west are still remaining entirely dry. Now, with that, taking a look at those temperatures, you can see the sharp difference. 44 in rain in Albany, 57 in sunshine and mixed clouds out in Rochester, 61 up in Watertown, currently 50 now officially in Rome, and 50 down in Hamilton. So we got this very thin sliver of green right here, which is those mild conditions. Beyond that, cooler weather will arrive from another cold front tonight, but it won't be cooling down too much. It's a weak front. Temperatures will fall into the 40s and 30s, then rebound back into the upper 40s to low 50s for tomorrow. The rain chances will become non-existent heading into the next few days following today. We have a look at that, plus an early preview of your Easter forecast straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. Very sad news. An hour west of us, the body of a missing 5-year-old Syracuse girl was found yesterday. Following a 2-day search, Nefertiti Harris's body was found in a baseball field. Police have been searching day and night for
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon and welcome back. It's feeling a lot more like spring out there today with temperatures in the Utica-Rome region already approaching near 50, but not quite the case for the entire upstate New York region. A live look at downtown Utica right now, some clouds out in the distance, but blue skies peeking out a little bit. So far today, that's been the battle, a battle between clouds and sunshine as a frontal boundary remains stationary out to our east. Currently 50 degrees at Griffiths and Rome. Even with that 10-mile-per-hour wind, that sun is shining. Humidity is a little warmer. Because of that, we're looking at more spring-like conditions. Highs today will climb into the upper 50s. If we're lucky, low 60s in the lowest elevations or areas out closer to western Oneida County and parts of Madison and Shenango County, while areas east will remain a little bit on the cooler side. Live look at the radar. We can see that rain still falling out near Albany, as far to the west as Fulton, Montgomery counties, central to eastern Otsego County, and eclipsing a little bit of Shenango and Herkimer County right now. But out to the west, completely dry, and you're probably treated to plenty of sunshine so far right now. Regardless, it's all above freezing here in central New York, and that snow continues to melt, almost as if we didn't even see a snowstorm this past weekend. And even taking a look at conditions all across central New York on the Mesna camera network, it's pretty obvious. Look at that. Almost no snow left in Westmoreland, no snow left in Morrisville or Sherburne, Camden, Redfield, Osceola, even far south as Lawrence and Brookfield. Snow is near non-existent. Still clinging in those cloudy areas out in Oppenheim and Springfield. But radar and satellite, here's that rain and cool air. A very thin sliver of warmth and sunshine here in central New York, especially out near Syracuse. But following that, we've got another cold front which will sweep through. This it's a bit on the weaker side. It's not going to cool things down too much, but of course it'll bring an end to the 50s and 60s. So today, again, pretty mild, pretty spring-like. Here comes that cold front tonight. Things cool down into the upper 30s to low 40s. Temperatures rebound tomorrow with highs in the upper 40s to low 50s. If we're lucky, some peaks of sunshine. Otherwise, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies. Then the entire system departs our area to the east, and we're talking about clear skies overnight into early Friday morning before tracking a few more clouds to arrive by Friday afternoon. So again, then over the next 12 hours, we started out with temperatures in the 30s and 40s, warming up into the 50s today. Tonight, back down into the 30s with mostly cloudy skies. 7-day forecast still looking pretty spring-like over the next few days. Dry for Saturday, monitoring some rain on Sunday, but so far, if it does rain, it looks to be very negligible. On and off spritzy rain showers are currently in the forecast, but we'll let you know if things do update with that. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. Two well-known celebrities have come forward this month. We are talking about Easter coming up right around the corner.
Yeah, Easter, before we know it, it's already the end of March, heading into April, and of course, the all-important Easter forecast. Those of you going out Easter egg hunting, are we going to see a weekend snowstorm like last weekend? Well, the answer is no. We're not going to see a notable snow system. We're not going to see any major weather, but we can't rule out some rain showers just yet. The signal is too far out at this point. What we can tell you is temperatures are going to be in the 30s to start out the day, warming up into the low 40s by the afternoon under mostly cloudy skies. So I would say exactly average for this time of year. Normal highs in late March are in the mid to, I'd say right around low to mid 40s across the area. But this could change depending on the position of that high pressure arriving on Saturday. Around the state, those temperatures a bit cooler heading into the Hudson Valley, 45 and 39 in Albany and Glens Falls, 50 near 60, in fact 61 up in Watertown with that very thin sliver of warm air. And we remain in that sliver for the next few hours. Highs upper 50s, low 60s. Then we gradually cool down to the 40s and 30s tonight with mostly cloudy skies. Following that, temperatures do rebound tomorrow. We have a look at how warm it gets for Thursday, as well as the rest of the week straight ahead. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. Now to more on that bridge collapse.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon and welcome back, everyone. This Wednesday is starting out pretty much dry in western New York. Was west central New York, but areas out east seeing their fair share of rain. A live look at downtown Utica. We are right in the battle zone of clouds and sunshine right over the Mohawk Valley. You can see more clouds have moved in. A few moments ago, there was some peaks of sunshine. In Rome, officially, there is sunshine. Temperatures in the 50s. Feels like 50, even though that wind is noticeable from the southeast, around 10 miles per hour. Highs for today will climb into the upper 50s to low 60s in areas primarily in Utica and Westville. Areas east will be experiencing slightly cooler temperatures right along that rain band. As a matter of fact, taking a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, so far today it's been rain out in the east, sunshine out to the west. Now, a few stray showers might inch their way into the Utica area over the next few hours, but overall, most of that rain will still stick to locations in Fulton, Montgomery County and east of that region. But regardless of the sunshine and the rain showers, we are well above freezing over pretty much all of the upstate New York area. So because of that, the snow will continue to melt. And in fact, looking at the latest snowfall melt going on all across central New York, we're seeing near non-existent snow in a lot of locations. Some locations right here saw close to a foot or more of snow. This goes to show you that snow doesn't stick around, especially when we're dealing with late March and early April conditions with that sun angle and warmer temperatures. So again, here's that rain and cooler weather out to the east, out to the west, sunshine and warmth, and following that, a cold front which will cool things down a little bit tonight. It's not a strong cold front, but enough to bring with it the arrival of some more clouds. And so for today, you can see here, battle zone of sunshine and clouds and rain showers out to the east. Tonight, that cold front pulls through, lows fall into the upper 30s to low 40s. Then for Thursday, it's looking pretty dry, and those temperatures do rebound back into the upper 40s to low 50s. And then finally, these clouds will whisk away as we head into Thursday night and Friday. Overnight lows will fall below freezing early Friday morning, and then heading into Friday afternoon, more clouds will begin to arrive, and temperatures do climb back up into the 40s. And so we started out chilly today in some spots, but still above freezing, up into the upper 50s to low 60s. Tonight, we cool right back down into the 40s and 30s with mostly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast still looking average for March standards for tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Again, Sunday morning, if you're heading out to go Easter egg hunting or any Easter festivities, it's still going to be cool in the 30s with highs only in the low 40s for Sunday afternoon. But we're still monitoring clouds and potential for some light rain, but so far no impacts to travel expected for those that, for example, have to travel to see family elsewhere.
All right, that's good news. Doesn't look like it's going to be a washout. And you knew it was going to be chilly. Once we knew that Easter was going to be March 31st.
Yeah, we're expecting the cooler weather for that.
Yeah, all right, sounds good. Thanks a lot, Eric. Well, as tensions continue...
Person's case, the Oneida County Sheriff's Office says Gerard...
Tonight, Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis joining us, and not too shabby out there today. Would have been great if the sun was full all day, but hey, warmer temperatures, right?
Yeah, and a little bit baby steps here. We're looking at temperatures that are going to be in the 40s and 50s here over the next couple of days. 55 degrees at Rome. Rome is actually one of the warmer spots, seeing a little bit more sunshine than the rest of the area. But we will be tracking dry weather here over the next couple of days. We do have a cold front that's going to be approaching from the west. That'll give us some rain showers tonight. Some rain showers to the east out towards Albany. Those will continue to move away. Overnight, again, pretty quiet weather. Could see a few sprinkles here closer to 7, 8 o'clock this evening. Otherwise, it's dry. Seasonably cooler weather will be ahead as we head into Easter. Easter is looking colder, but we should see a decent amount of sunshine here over the next couple of days. Again, we're going to take a look at that Easter weekend forecast coming up. This evening, mostly cloudy, temperatures in the 40s. Again, tracking some dry weather ahead. I'm going to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
All right, thanks, Bill.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Tracking cloudy weather this evening. This is a live look in downtown Utica. We should be seeing some breaks of sunshine with a window of sunshine kind of moving in from the west. It won't last for very long, but it should lead to a pretty nice evening here and maybe a nice sunset. This is a live look in downtown Utica. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A few scattered showers are still lingering to the east, and more of a steadier rain out towards Albany. With the solar eclipse taking place less than 2 weeks away, I wanted to take a closer look at the path of totality. This is where the moon's shadow will be cast upon our area, and this line is really, really important. It makes a huge difference on the way this solar eclipse will be seen. If you're north of this line, it's totally covered. The moon is totally covering the sun, and during that path of that time of totality, you could take off your solar glasses to watch. It's only about 3 minutes long. If you're south of this line, you're not going to see that nighttime effect, and you need to wear your solar glasses the whole time. Even though you look at those numbers 99% versus 100% may seem incredibly small, but it is a huge difference in terms of how this will play out. And again, this is where the path is going to take place in our area on April 8th. Fingers crossed for clear skies. It's still too early to make a call on that. We wouldn't really have an idea about cloud cover until early next week at the earliest. The wind outlook over the next couple of days, we get a break from the wind tomorrow, but the winds are back Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And again, it's just that time of the year. It's pretty windy in March. This year, no exception. One of the warmest spots in the state, right over central New York. Temperatures in the 50s, Syracuse 63. And again, a little bit of that has to do with sunshine and clouds and showers to our west and east. Local temperatures, again, pretty mild across the Mohawk Valley, but again, a little bit cooler as you're heading east. Cooperstown 50, Oneonta with 48 degrees. A cold front will stall to our east as we head into tomorrow. Low pressure rides up along that, and it brings some heavier rain to New England, but our weather looks dry and generally cloudy during this time. Overcast skies tonight, temperatures drop down into the upper 30s. Heavy rain to our east, but we're dry throughout the day tomorrow. Again, cloudy skies, a few breaks of sunshine possible, especially west of Utica. High temperatures will be close to the upper 40s here. Heading into tomorrow night, skies do clear out. Overnight lows fall below freezing. We'll be in the 20s early Friday morning. Friday afternoon, cloudy skies. Can't rule out a flurry on Friday, but not much more than that. Temperatures climb into the mid-40s. Cloudy skies tonight, low of 37. Tomorrow, cloudy skies, temperatures in the mid-40s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weather heading into Easter weekend looks pretty nice. Temperatures will be in the 40s Saturday and Sunday. A little chilly, but I mean, Easter is early this year. Temperatures near 50 on Monday, and then clouds, rain, and yes, even some snow showers are possible. Looking ahead to Wednesday, April.
April.
Yeah.
All right, Bill, thank you.
Thank you.
Two well-known celebrities of this, and yes, we are talking eclipse.
Yeah, we're taking a look at the timeline here on April 8th. This eclipse will start just after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The maximum part of the eclipse happens at 3:25. For those of us lucky enough to be in the path of totality, we'll have about 2 to 3 minutes of darkness as the moon completely covers the sun. If you're not in that path of totality, it'll get dim, but it won't get really dark. There's going to be a dramatic difference between those two areas. The eclipse will be coming to an end shortly before 4:30 as the moon moves away from the sun. And again, fingers crossed for clear skies. It's too early to give a cloud cover forecast. We'll have a better idea how this is trending at some point next week. Temperatures trending in the 40s over the next several days. It starts to warm up to near 50, though, looking ahead to Monday. This time of the year, the average high is typically in the upper 40s. So dry evening here across central New York. In fact, we should see a few breaks of sunshine over the next hour or so. If you're taking the dog out for a walk this evening, it should be a nice evening to go for one. Temperatures will be in the upper 40s. Tonight's featured dog Nicholas, who might need some coaxing to get outside. This is brought to you by Nye Automotive Group. We're tracking the weather over the Easter weekend. Look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
Bill, thank you. It's hockey night in Utica.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Nice to see the sunshine returning this evening. This is a live look in downtown Utica. Temperatures have warmed up significantly over the past hour to hour and a half ahead of a cold front that will be moving in. Again, this is a live look in downtown Utica. Clouds, showers continue to move to the east. With a cold front approaching from the west, I can't rule out a few showers, but they will be taking place tonight after, say, 8 to 9 o'clock this evening. And then the weather looks to be cloudy as we head into tomorrow. Looking at the solar eclipse, the path of totality is expected to move through central New York, especially Rome and points north. In fact, the totality line goes right through the city of Rome. So the northern half of Rome versus the southern half of Rome will actually have two very different experiences with the eclipse. You do want to be in the path of totality to see the complete effect here of the moon covering the sun. The skies are expected to turn very dark for about 3 minutes around 3:25 on April 8th. Winds, well, it's been a windy stretch of weather, hasn't it? We'll see winds become lighter tomorrow, but the winds are back Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's just that time of the year. March is a very windy month, and this year is no exception. We're one of the warmest spots in the state, with sunshine being reported from Rome to Syracuse. And one of the reasons why has to do with the sunshine, clouds and rain showers to the east and west. Sky watchers checking in. New Hartford, Mike with 56 degrees, Barneveld 54. Schuyler 47 degrees, Old Forge 52. Deb Hartwick 48, and Morris with 52 degrees. A cold front moves in from the west tonight, and it gets hung up to our east. That will produce some heavier rain in New England tomorrow. We'll be on the very western fringe of that, which means the weather looks cloudy. Tonight, overcast skies. Overnight lows drop down into the upper 30s. Thursday looks dry, but cloudy. Again, heavy rain to our east, but generally dry locally. We may see a few breaks of sunshine west of Utica, especially tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures look to climb into the mid-40s. Tomorrow night, skies clear out. That allows for temperatures to fall below freezing. Friday, some sunshine in the morning gives way to clouds. We could see a few flurries Friday afternoon. A cooler day with highs in the mid-40s. Tonight, cloudy, low of 37. Cloudy skies tomorrow, and a cooler day with a high of 45. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Mostly cloudy on Friday, 42. Again, some flurries are expected, especially in the afternoon. No accumulation is expected. Saturday and Sunday, partly sunny skies for Easter weekend. Temperatures climb into the mid to upper 40s. Be near 50 on Monday, mostly cloudy. And then rain and unsettled weather, even some snow showers in the forecast by Wednesday with highs in the low 40s. We'll be right back.
With Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Turning out to be a very nice evening. Some sunshine starting to break out from the west. Our temperature is now up to 56 degrees, the high for the day at Griffiths and Rome. In the southeast wind at 9 miles an hour, not as windy as it's been. The winds will settle down a bit as we head into the next 24 hours. Rain showers continue to spread to the east. We're not done with rain tonight. We may see a few sprinkles here as a cold front arrives after sunset. Again, tracking generally dry weather late tonight and tomorrow. Seasonably cooler weather heading into the weekend. We're going to take a look at that Easter weekend forecast too coming up. This evening, temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s, partly to mostly cloudy skies. Again, tracking some cooler weather ahead. And look at the forecasts coming up. Back over to you.
All right, thank you, Bill. The countdown continues.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Some breaks of sunshine taking place this evening. It should lead to a pretty nice sunset. As we take a live look in downtown Utica, that clearing line very slowly approaching from the west. And again, here just in time for a lovely sunset. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It's not going to stay clear tonight. More clouds will be on the way as a cold front moves in from the west. But at least this evening, the weather should be pretty nice. Let's talk about the eclipse. It's coming up April 8th. I wanted to show you the path of totality, and I want to stress how different the eclipse is going to be viewed between the path of totality, the areas in totality to the north of Rome. Actually, Rome, the totality cuts right through the city. Boonville, Old Forge. In these areas, during totality, which is right around 3:25, when the moon completely covers the sun, you'll be able to see the eclipse without solar glasses, but again, only for that short period of time. Outside of the path of totality, it's going to be a very different experience. Even though the moon will cover 99% of the sun, it's not 100%. There's going to be a lot of sunlight that still comes through. It'll look dim, but you'll need to wear solar glasses the entire time. Again, the totality, those locations, you get a lot of that information on our website, WKTV.com. Breezy conditions tomorrow. The winds actually give us a break. It won't be as windy tomorrow, but the winds are back Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It is just that time of the year. 56 degrees in Rome. Again, some sunshine, boosting temperatures. We're actually one of the warmest spots in the state for a change. Cooler weather to the west and east with more cloud cover and rain showers. Sky watchers checking in, 52 in Clinton, 57 in Eaton, Old Forge 52, Inlet 55, and Cooperstown Stewart checking in with 52 degrees. A cold front approaches from the west. It stalls to the east tomorrow as a wave of low pressure arrives. There's going to be a nor'easter that produces some heavy rain in New England. We're going to be on the very western fringe of that, and so we'll see cloud cover. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, overnight lows in the upper 30s. Cloudy skies throughout Thursday, cool. Temperatures will be in the mid-40s, so noticeably cooler than today. The weather remains dry tomorrow night. Skies clear out. That sets the stage for some frost Friday morning as temperatures drop into the 20s. A cool Friday with a few flurries possible. High temperatures in the low 40s. Cloudy tonight, low of 37. Generally cloudy tomorrow, 45 the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast, mostly cloudy Friday. Again, a couple of flurries in the air. The weather over the weekend looks nice. Partly sunny skies Saturday and Easter Sunday. A little chilly, but again, not looking too bad. Monday's high 50. Rain and snow showers return by Tuesday and Wednesday.
But we had spring earlier, right?
We've had a lot of spring.
We had a lot of spring, so okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Phil. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. We're going to head to the Adirondack. Time now for our first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Okay, we're talking solar eclipse for good reason.
Yes, we're talking about the path of totality and what planets you'll be able to see if skies are clear. When the moon completely covers the sun, skies are going to get dark in the path of totality.
Okay.
Should be able to see Venus, Saturn, Mars, and Jupiter in the night sky. The night sky.
Okay, I was going to say,
Yeah.
so while you get to see this amazing event, provided skies are clear,
Yeah.
you could see 4 different planets at the same time.
Be able to see 4 different planets. It is going to be wild. This
That's
is
cool.
only in the path of totality. If you're 99% coverage, you're not going to see this. So this is why we keep pushing people to go to the north if you don't live in the path of totality. It is very much worth the trip. I know it's going to be chaotic that day with a lot of traffic, but if you can find a way to get up there, again, it is looking promising. As far as sky cover goes and clear skies, it's too early to say at this point. We'll have an idea on this by next week. Live look at the Erickville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet across the region. Temperature-wise, we're 47 degrees. We have a cold front approaching from the west, and that will cool things off as we head into tonight. Cloudy skies are expected. Some cooler weather to follow. Temperatures will be in the 40s here for the remainder of the week and into the weekend. Tonight, cloudy skies, a low of 37. We're tracking some cooler conditions ahead. A look at the forecasts coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. As the excitement for the upcoming
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are taking a live look outside. This is downtown Utica. Cloudy skies in place. There's a cold front moving through, and that's going to continue to bring us overcast skies over the next 24 hours. We might see a brief sprinkle with the front as it approaches from the west. Right now, I'm not seeing anything on the radar, but it is possible that we could see a very, very brief sprinkle here sometime between now and midnight. Looking ahead to the solar eclipse, I wanted to talk about the path of totality. You mentioned how you'll be able to see planets in the path of totality during totality, which is around 3:25 on April 8th. This is the area that's expected to get the path of totality. It's going to be north of the city of Utica, north of Rome, up towards Old Forge, Boonville, Camden, Sylvan Beach, Syracuse, Watertown. Again, this dividing line represents a significant change in the way the eclipse will be viewed. If you're north of this line, the moon will be completely covering the sun, and the skies will get dramatically dark. And during totality, you'll be able to look at the sun without solar glasses for a short period of time. But if you're south of this line, you need to keep those solar glasses on the entire time. Skies will become dim, but it will not become dark, even though the moon will be covering 95% or more of the sun, in some cases 99%. That 1% is still going to be enough to cause damage and it's to your eyes if you're not wearing solar glasses. And again, that is going to be making a big difference between that dividing line. Our local weather. Winds, well, they become lighter tomorrow. It looks windy on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's just that time of year. March typically is one of the windiest months of the year. Rome, 47 degrees, Syracuse, 46. Some cooler weather to the west will be arriving as we head into tonight. Look at the radar and satellite image. Cold fronts producing some showers to our east. This front is going to stall. An area of low pressure will ride along with it and bring some heavy rain to New England. We're going to be on the very fringe of this weather system. We're expecting clouds from that throughout tomorrow. Cloudy skies tonight, cloudy skies tomorrow. We start out temperatures in the upper 30s. Notice some rain out towards Albany. It stays out that way. I'm looking at dry, cloudy weather locally with temperatures in the low to mid 50s, or I should say 40s. Tomorrow night, clouds will thin out. We'll get a chance to clear out. Some frost is expected Friday morning. Sunshine Friday, giving way to clouds. We might even see a flurry Friday afternoon. A chilly day with temperatures in the low 40s. Cloudy tonight, low of 37. Tomorrow, cloudy skies, temperatures in the mid 40s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Mostly cloudy Friday, 42. Again, a couple of flurries in the air on Friday. No need to panic. Saturday, Sunday, sunshine should be nice for Easter. Temperatures in the 40s. Monday, we're up to 50. Rain on Tuesday and a mix of rain and snow possible on Wednesday.
Hey, it's the roller coaster that is spring.
It is.
All right, thank you, Bill. Coming up next, the countdown. Time now for a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis. And of course, we're talking about the eclipse tonight. It's a bonus. If we can get some clear skies, there's a lot more than just the eclipse that we could see, right?
Yeah, if you're in the path of totality, skies are going to turn completely dark in the middle of the day, and you should be able to see planets. You should be able to see Venus, Saturn, Mars, and Jupiter right around 3:25. It is going to be cool if we can get the clear skies. It should be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Again, we're hoping for the best here in terms of sky cover. We won't be able to give you a real decent idea of that until next week. Again, it's still too far out in the world of weather forecasting. You got to think about cloud cover, anything specific that we try to pin down, cloud cover, snowfall, things like that. We're talking mainly 7 days out, maybe at the very earliest. So that would put the timetable on to next Monday to get an idea of what the cloud cover might look like. Live look at the Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet across the region. Current temperature is 45, cloudy skies. A cold front will be approaching tonight, and that will maybe be bringing a sprinkle to our area overnight, but it's going to bring a big push of cooler temperatures. We're going to be in the 40s here for the rest of the week and into the weekend. Tonight, cloudy skies, a low of 37. The weather looks pretty nice heading into Easter. We're going to look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. As the excitement of the upcoming
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. The weather tonight looking cloudy and pretty quiet. We are tracking a cold front that's approaching from the west, and these very light showers out near Oswego are the leading edge of that front. It might bring a very brief sprinkle to the area overnight as it moves through. Talking about the solar eclipse, there is a big difference in the path of totality versus being out of the path of totality. Everybody's going to see the eclipse. Everybody's going to see the moon get close to the sun and cast a shadow, but it's only areas north of the Mohawk Valley that get that complete darkening effect from the moon casting its shadow completely over the sun. This is a look at areas that'll be in the path of totality. Old Forge, Remsen, Rome, across northern Oneida County. Boonville is another good place. It's not just Old Forge, but there's a lot of places north that will be experiencing that totality. Utica, the Mohawk Valley, the Southern Valleys outside of the path of totality. This is again for that solar eclipse event happening on April 8th. The wind outlook. Light winds expected tomorrow. The winds pick up for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It is March. It's the windiest month of the year, and that's how things are turning out so far. Rome, 45 degrees, Syracuse, 46, but there's some cooler weather to the west that will be working in as we head into tonight. This front moves to the east and stalls as an area of low pressure swings in from the south. It becomes a nor'easter, and it brings some locally heavy rain to New England as we head into tomorrow. We'll be on the very fringe of this weather system, experiencing clouds from that. Tonight, cloudy skies, overnight lows drop down into the upper 30s. Tomorrow, cloudy skies. Again, notice the rain towards Albany, and that's where it will stay. We will stay dry locally. Temperatures will be in the low to mid 40s. Tomorrow night, the weather clears out. Overnight lows drop into the 20s. Some patchy frost first thing Friday morning. A round of lake effect cloud cover and even a few flurries will arrive on Friday afternoon as cool air aloft works in. It's chilly on Friday and not very spring-like with high temperatures in the low 40s. Cloudy tonight, low of 37. Tomorrow, cloudy skies, high temperatures in the mid-40s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Mostly cloudy on Friday. Again, don't be alarmed if a few flurries happen. It is still March, by the way. Saturday, Sunday, sunshine, temperatures in the mid-40s. Mostly cloudy Monday. Rain showers Tuesday. A rain-snow mix still possible by Wednesday.
I'd be alarmed if we got another foot of snow. That would alarm me.
That would alarm everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bill. Coming up next, the countdown.